Avatar, the extended edition. Now, I tend not to see a lot of the same movies twice, especially in the theater. Usually if I see a movie like Avatar, I would end up kind of studying it, fast-forwarding to scenes I like, so it seems a whole, but I saw the movie in full, so it's easy enough to review since I didn't review it the first time around. Um, Now, the extended edition is famous, because it has, or its main claim to fame is that it has 8 new minutes of never-seen footage, and they talk about how this is digitized, not live action type footage. And I don't think that's such a big deal because I think this movie is almost essentially a cartoon. I would say that at least four-fifths of it is animated in full, every single thing you see on the screen at a time. I know there's live action behind it, but if you call this like the best cartoon of the year, I don't have a problem with that, simply based upon the definition of that. But now, of the new scenes, none of the new scenes lasts for more than a minute, and I'm actually hard-pressed to tell exactly where a lot of the new 8 minutes are. But there is a hunt scene during Jake's training session. There's an aftermath to the war chief's death after he got shot and fell off the back of the bombing copter that's actually a little touching. There's a scene showing the shell of what was the original English school, kind of a Native American mission, that we only saw in photos in the original cut of the film. I would have loved to have actually seen even more than what we saw, but what we do see here is kind of interesting, including the Dr. Seuss book, The Lorax, which actually pertains a lot to this movie and such. We now get to see that the natives destroyed the giant construction equipment and killed the soldiers, some of the soldiers guarding it, after the sacred trees were mowed down and before the soldiers then retaliated by destroying their giant tree that they lived in. We do get a quick shot of cow-like creatures just before Jake's first trip into the bush. There seems to be a new scene where Jake is introduced to the tribe and he sees a baby Navi. I'm certain the mating scene lasts a little longer, but only by a little bit. Same with some of the shots of Sigourney Weaver's character brought to the sacred tree during the end in an attempt to revive her or put her into her avatar body. There might also be some extra footage of the group climbing to where Jake flies for the first time, but it's a tough call for me. I tried to look that up, but no one else seems to think that was new, but I feel like I saw new stuff there. As for the movie itself, though, reasons to see it again. This is 3D done well, very well. It's not just an afterthought. The film does have some wonderful action scenes, just not that many of them. The movie's a little slow, but seldom boring. James Cameron in the past has created some of the finest action scenes in movies over the last 3 decades, but only for a few moments in this film are there any of that level of quality I'm used to with him. Now, a big weak link to me in this movie is Sam Worthington himself. He's not horrible, but I can imagine a half dozen other action stars who could have done a better job. Stephen Lang has stole the acting high point to me here. It is truly a complex performance within a very simple character. That's the true sign of a great actor to me. There's a lot of details that he adds to this character that are just perfect. But don't get me wrong. This is an event film. If you didn't see it on the big screen or in 3D the first time around, you really should now. But there isn't really enough new stuff to encourage someone who saw it already and doesn't feel the need to see it again to go and see it again. But this is a very good film, not a great film. It's an important film, an event, but I'll probably give it, between 3.5 stars out of 4 if I had to.